The sun beat down relentlessly, casting an unforgiving heat over the land. It was hot, unbearably so. The air was thick, almost tangible, with the weight of the sweltering day. The place was the prehistoric Earth, a world vastly different from the one we know today. It was a time when colossal creatures roamed freely, and the landscape was both wild and untamed. Giant ferns, towering and ancient, covered the land in a dense green blanket. These plants, with their massive fronds, created a lush and vibrant environment. Towering trees, their trunks thick and gnarled, reached for the sky. They formed a canopy that filtered the harsh sunlight, casting dappled shadows on the forest floor below. This was a world ruled by dinosaurs, magnificent and fearsome creatures that dominated the land. They moved with a grace and power that spoke of their dominance. Among the ferns, a nest lay hidden, carefully concealed from the prying eyes of predators. It was a sanctuary, a place of hope and new beginnings. Inside this nest, a single egg trembled, its shell quivering with the promise of life. The movements were small but persistent, a sign of the struggle within. This was no ordinary egg. It held within it the potential for greatness, a future that would change the course of history. It was the last egg of the Tyrannosaurus rex, the final hope for a species on the brink of extinction. This egg carried the weight of an entire lineage, the very last of its kind. The egg cracked open, the shell giving way to the determined efforts of the creature inside. A tiny head poked out, eyes blinking in the harsh light of its new world. It was a moment of both vulnerability and triumph. The last Tyrannosaurus rex was born. Small and fragile, it lay in the nest, taking its first breaths in a world that would soon know its power. He was small and weak, a far cry from the mighty predator he was destined to become. He was vulnerable, dependent on the world around him for survival, but he would grow. He would become the most fearsome creature ever to walk the earth, a true king among dinosaurs. He let out a small chirp, a sound that echoed his hunger and need. He needed food, nourishment to fuel his growth. He needed to grow strong, to build the muscles and instincts that would one day make him a formidable hunter. His journey to becoming the Tyrant King had just begun. The path ahead was fraught with challenges, but he was destined for greatness. The young Tyrannosaurus Rex grew quickly. He hunted for food, he fought for survival. Each day was a test of his strength and cunning. The dense forests and open plains were his battlegrounds, where he honed his skills and instincts. Every hunt was a lesson, every fight a step towards becoming the apex predator he was destined to be. The prehistoric world was a dangerous place. He faced many challenges. Rex learned to hunt. The landscape was teeming with life, but also with danger. Other predators, natural disasters, and the constant struggle for resources made survival a daily challenge. Yet Rex thrived, his instincts sharpening with each passing day. He used his powerful legs. These legs were not just for running, they were his tools for chasing down prey, for navigating the treacherous terrain, and for asserting his dominance over rivals. Each stride was a testament to his power and agility. He used his sharp teeth. These teeth were his primary weapons, capable of tearing through the toughest hides and crushing bones. They were a symbol of his ferocity, a reminder to all that he was a force to be reckoned with. He brought down large dinosaurs. He proved his strength. Each successful hunt was a testament to his prowess, a demonstration of his ability to dominate the food chain. His reputation as a formidable predator grew with each victory. He was a true predator. His presence commanded respect and fear. Other creatures knew to keep their distance, for crossing paths with Rex often meant a swift and brutal end. One day, Rex found something strange. It was a footprint. Unlike any he had seen before, it was massive, dwarfing his own. This discovery sparked a curiosity and a sense of unease within him. It was much larger than his own. The sheer size of the footprint suggested a creature of immense power, perhaps even a rival. Rex's mind raced with possibilities. Could there be another like him, or was this something entirely different? Could there be other tyrannosaurs? The thought was both thrilling and terrifying. If there were others, it could mean competition for resources, but it could also mean he was not alone in this vast, ancient world. Rex felt a surge of hope. He followed the tracks. Each step was filled with anticipation, his senses heightened as he ventured deeper into the unknown. The possibility of finding another of his kind drove him forward. He roared into the dense jungle. His call echoed through the trees, a powerful declaration of his presence. He waited, listening for any response, any sign that he was not alone. But he found no other tyrannosaurs. He was alone. The silence that followed his roar was deafening. The realization that he was the last of his kind settled heavily upon him. He was the last of his kind. In the vast, untamed wilderness, Rex stood alone, a solitary figure in a world that had once been teeming with life. His legacy was one of strength and survival, but also of profound solitude. Years passed. Rex grew larger, he grew stronger, he became the apex predator. He was the undisputed king of the jungle. His roar shook the ground. Other dinosaurs trembled in fear. He was a force of nature. He was the tyrant king. Rex roamed his territory. He challenged rivals. He fought for his right to rule. He never backed down from a challenge. He was the ultimate survivor. Section 4. The Titan stands alone. Rex was a powerful king. He was also a lonely one. He had no mate, no offspring. He was the last of his kind. One day, a terrible storm raged. Lightning flashed, thunder roared. A wildfire swept through the forest. Rex fought his way through the flames. He escaped the inferno. The fire died down. The forest was gone. Rex surveyed the charred landscape. He felt a pang of loneliness. He was the king of a wasteland. Section 5. The final showdown. A new threat emerged from the ashes. A rival predator, a Giganotosaurus, larger than Rex, armed with deadly claws. It challenged Rex's rule. The two titans clashed. The forest echoed with their roars, a symphony of primal power. Each beast was determined to assert dominance, to claim the title of the ultimate predator. It was a battle for supremacy. The air was thick with tension, every movement calculated, every strike a test of strength and will. The clash of titans was not just a physical battle, but a fight for survival, for the right to rule the prehistoric world. Teeth and claws tore at flesh. The sound of ripping skin and the scent of blood filled the air. Each attack was met with a counter, each roar with a defiant growl. The intensity of the battle was unmatched, a true testament to the ferocity of these ancient beasts. The ground trembled under their weight. Rex roared in fury, his eyes burned with determination. He would not back down. The forest itself seemed to hold its breath, watching the epic confrontation unfold. He would not be defeated. Rex stood tall, his muscles rippling with power. He was the king of this land, and he would defend his throne at all costs. Rex fought with the fury of a cornered beast. His attacks were relentless, his resolve unbreakable. Every move was a display of raw power and sheer will. He landed a powerful bite on the Giganotosaurus's neck. The force of the bite was immense, a decisive blow in the heat of battle. The Giganotosaurus roared in pain. It stumbled and fell. Rex had won. The forest echoed with his victory roar, a sound that proclaimed his dominance. The king had defended his throne, and the land was his once more. Section 6. Legacy of the Tyrant. Rex stood over his fallen foe. He was wounded but victorious. He had proven his dominance once again. He was the ultimate survivor. He let out a mighty roar, a roar that echoed through the ages, a roar that declared his reign. He was the tyrant king, and his legend would live on forever. Section 7. A new era. Rex was the last of his kind, but his reign marked the end of an era. The age of dinosaurs was coming to a close. A new chapter in Earth's history was about to begin. But Rex's story would not be forgotten. His bones would be found by humans millions of years later. They would marvel at his size. They would tremble at his power. They would tell his story, the story of the last tyrant king, the story of Rex.